All right, it's been a while because we've had some technical issues and some other life issues in general, but we're back. And we're back with a special
Woo!
guest who has been cloned because I'm awesome at
Oh,
graphic design.
Me.
Y-
Hello, it's me, Ye
Oh,
Arknights. I
yes!
make Arknights videos on YouTube. I'm at like two subs. Please subscribe.
I hate this guy.
Yo, it's arknights. It's arknights
Love this
himself, one
guy.
of your biggest fans.
Yeah, it's first name Ye, last name Arknights.
Yeah,
Like,
this is where I
Why did
would
everyone?
put, I would put an applause here, but unlike Sezith, I'm not a good streamer, so I'll have to add that in editing. All right.
Thank you.
And he's joined us today on a very special episode because we're talking about not just Arknights, but gachas in general, and specifically what we like about them and what we hate about them. The gacha systems, the eternal overlord of these games that we play. So things like base rates, the pity timers, rate up, and which of these systems is good and which of these systems is bad. So how do we want to do this? We should have talked about this beforehand, I guess. Do we want to like go around and like share each individual person, or like talk about specific like systems? Like we could start with like base rates in general and then talk about it.
I guess we could do like specific systems, like go section by section and get everyone's take, and then we can like more organically discuss it.
Yeah, I don't have an
Also,
overall view.
something
Yeah.
I want to kind of begin with is like, do we all agree that like gacha, like no matter what it is, how good or bad, in general as a system, is pretty flawed. Like,
Yeah, I think
you
it
know,
sucks.
we're talking about the perfect gacha, but as long as it monetizes, like, random chance to everyone, including kids, it's never gonna be perfect.
Yeah, it's rough in general.
Yeah.
Rough is the best way that I could describe it, because I do feel like there are like one or two things that the gacha does actually add, or like gacha like systems can add, but the way that they're monetized often leads to some pretty shitty situations. So in general, we were talking about what like the minutia of like what systems are important to us in a gacha, but in general, you should know that gachas are suboptimal. I love them, but they are suboptimal. It's okay to love
Yep.
suboptimal things.
Personally, shout out to Brave Frontier for fucking power creeping units every banner. Fucking hate that game.
Brave Frontier. I mean, it's not the word. So I didn't play Brave Frontier for that long, but it can't be worse than like Fire Emblem Heroes, can it? Right?
I don't know. I would literally like every week there were like new units coming out, and every week I would just be like, all right, should I pull now or should I pull later? Because if I pull now, then the new unit's next banner will power creep me. If I don't, and this is like 12-year-old me, right? So you're getting fucking gotcha ingrained in my brain.
You started young.
Awful.
The gambling addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
For a
it's
really long ass time too.
it's rough. I didn't think we'd be talking about power creep this early, but yeah, power creep when it goes to that extent, it actually disincentivizes you to roll, because if you know that the units that you're pulling for now are going to be power creep next week, well then why would you roll on any banner, right? You just keep saving and saving until there's like an obvious spike where you know that they can't power creep it. There's no way they're going to power creep Fallen Edelgard in a week, right? Right?
How long has it been?
Right?
Oh, they do. Cause yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And then they somehow like bring a fucking new system that makes the old units infinitely better, and then now you have to raise your old units again.
Yeah. But so let's start off at the beginning, okay? The beginning of any gacha, the base rate, the good old number that you see when you click on more info. How important is it? And do you have any specific numbers, anyone? I think the industry standard is somewhere between 2 and 5%. It varies because honestly, if you look at like the list of the different rates, there's a lot of different rates for a lot of different games.
Mm-hmm. I actually do have some hard numbers because I did take notes on all of these. So my idea is base 3%, but occasional double rate banners.
Ooh, double rate banner. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any? Have there been other? Did you come up with that idea yourself, or has there been a gacha that's done like double rate banners before?
Actually played pre-con for a bit, and as much as I find that game incredibly mediocre to downright bad, it does do that, and that was an interesting idea, so I yoinked it.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Because I wonder, how would that even affect? Because I'm a saver, right? So I usually would I like to save for certain banners. So like I wonder if it's like you skip their initial banner if you know that like a double rate banner is coming in a year. So like, oh, I don't get them now, but like in a year I'll have like double the chance to get them. I had never even thought of that. Does anyone else have thoughts on that? Like a double rate banners?
I've seen some, I think, if I can remember correctly, but it's only like for one multi. Like
That's
you know what
interesting.
step up is, right?
Step
Step up
up.
banners. Step up banners. It's like the more you keep summoning, the better.
Oh, that's pity rate. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's either
kind of
called
like
step
that,
up or
but
pity.
it's
Yeah.
like
Mm,
I don't know
I
how to
think I've
explain it.
seen that
It's
in
like
like a Dragon Ball game. It's like the
exactly,
first
exactly.
multi, like every multi you do, and it's a multi to multi basis. You get some bonuses, and I think eventually you get like a free multi if you do
Yeah,
enough.
exactly. So it's like first multi you spend 1,000 standard multi, second one guaranteed SSR, third one all extremes or like all 5 stars. It's kind of like that, you know. So it keeps
Interesting.
stepping up. I love that stuff.
It's like a weird version of pity then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is it only multis? Do singles not count? Do you
No,
have
it's
to?
only multis.
That's weird. See, no, that I have never liked the. I'm a singles boy. I like pulling singles even if they take longer. I've never quite liked the commitment that I have to make when I have to make a multi. I have commitment issues.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, and that's why in my thing I'm like, I don't do step up. It's just occasional doubles.
Doubling the base rate, that is a really interesting system because I wonder like again I'm trying to graft it onto the games that I play. So like would I like a double rate banner on something like arknights or FGO? And I think I
Mhm.
probably would. I don't think they would ever do this for limited units, right?
Yeah,
I don't think they ever would do this for limited units, but like
it's interesting.
I would like
In
it if there was like a double. Well, so here's a question though: how does the
yeah.
double base rate affect things like rate up? Is it just the double base rate for the unit that's on rate up, or we could start to get into rate up here? I guess.
Uh, okay. So first of all, I guess a little bit of a spoiler up. Again, my perfect rate up rate for standard units is 60%, but
60 is good.
anyhow.
Yeah.
So usually what they did in Precon, I think, is that in the more important banners, in the more like celebrations slash something big happened, that's where they gave us double rate, which means that most of the limited units were actually double rate.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually based as hell.
That's generous as hell.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually super based. I would very much appreciate that. Please come home, no Alter.
I mean, couldn't it be like what
Ah,
is it, Azure Lane, where the game doesn't actually monetize from Gacha, but
yeah. The skins,
Cosmetics,
yeah.
cosmetics, yeah.
the honk
Actually,
skins.
though, is
Yeah,
that how they get money?
yes,
Yeah.
Azure Lane's
Oh,
Gacha. I mentioned to you Azure Lane's Gacha before, Box, because Azure Lane's Gacha is really hilariously generous. I don't remember their base rate
really?
is like near 10%. I don't remember the
Ten
exact number.
percent?
It's some stupid number. Yes, it's like really high, and it's really really easy. The game is really really generous, so like you're kind of expected to just get most, if not all, of the characters. And
Mm,
the real monetization of that game is mainly just through skins. Like they have like skins
Fucking
all the time and they're really expensive.
the game constantly fucking reminding me to expand my dock capacity.
Oh
Please
yes,
shut
Oh,
up.
yeah,
dude,
yes, yes.
I hate
God,
dock
I
capacities and
hate
stuff like that, dude.
capacities. Yes,
Yeah,
capacity sucks so bad.
it
It's actually
honestly
one of
does.
yeah.
it was one of the
My
main
perfect
reasons.
answer here, no capacities. Fuck
It was one of the
capacities.
main reasons why I didn't like Azure Lane because it gave me all of these units and then I couldn't hold them all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that meme was like, how am I supposed to hold all these units?
Yeah,
Yeah.
same with like whatchamacallit, Fire Emblem too. Like they're giving me these full free pulls every banner, but like I'm stuffed. I have all these units already.
Yeah, you just so you have to like make like
Yeah.
the mental math of
Yo-
like what unit you're deleting forever, which always feels bad. Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. For me, I would say, of course, the ideal would be the double rates to be on the more like on the limiteds and the more important ones. But I think a good idea would be that the double rate would be on the reruns. So every time you rerun a banner, that operator gets double
That's
rate.
what I was thinking. That was my initial thought was like like oh if you miss a unit, then don't worry about it because there's going to be a rerun banner next year that's going to have double rate, right? Like that but like if they're doing that for limited units, that's crazy to me. That's nuts. I like that. but so that everyone gets the chance to like feel like they have this limited unit, and it's more of a drawing players in so that they'll play for this limit for like this big special event than it is like a kind of like a money sink, like it is now, right? Like me trying to get no altar and I'm at 250 out of 300 pulls.
Jesus
I
fucking
have 4
Christ.
plate deals. Why does this
Hey,
happen?
look,
Anyway,
Look, I don't want
Alright.
to remind everyone that I am the golden finger, but I did get her in a single, so
god damn it. All right, so
That's crazy. I've never heard of anyone not get a limited operator in 300 pulls.
I saw your recent video. Welcome to hell, you. I'm there right there with you. We're both in Gacha hell. Look at that. Very fitting.
Yeah.
So
To
anyone-
be honest, no, I don't really like double rate or rate ups because this is probably the hottest take I've ever said so far. But like the base rate. I would like it to be like 0.8%.
oh, Jesus Christ.
I've
It's because
gotten,
like
I
yeah.
don't know. Okay, well, the way I play AK is I pre-farm all of the units that I know I'm going to pull for. So whenever I do the pulling process, it's never like excitement on who I'm gonna get. It's more like dread that I fear that I won't get them.
That's actually why I've said this before to I think everyone else here, but the FGO beat that mentality out of me. I don't pre-farm for the units I want anymore, even though I saved for like years to get the certain unit. So like I'm saving right now for a specific unit in FGO, and I'm not going to pre-farm her materials. Castoria, yeah, Castoria.
Oh yeah, I've heard about her.
Because if I don't get her, I will feel awful. Tamamo,
Well,
Tamamo beat that out of me because I farmed for Tamamo's materials and I didn't get Tamamo within like 700 quartz, and I cried.
700.
I cried.
It's okay. I feel
Yeah.
you. I spent
a
60 on
child.
Ishtar. I didn't get anything.
well, statistically, the probability says that I have like a lot of pulls to spend, so it can't be that bad, right? I can't be like part of the like 1% that would never get the operator, right?
You'll get her in a single. I think. Good luck, man.
Oh god, it could be rough sometimes. So like, I just like I save because I'm have strong mental, but I don't have strong enough mental to actually pre-farm because I've been bitten before by gacha games.
I have such weak fucking mental. You know what this is? For some reason, the strongest mental someone has and the better quote unquote they play a gacha, the better they like save, the worse their luck. I'm just a fucking idiot out there and just getting everyone I want. You guys are like saving for years and being like, nah, what the fuck?
Desire sensor is real, and I'm convinced of it.
Yeah, I've never saved for more than like a month before. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
You've never
like,
saved
no
for
way I can.
more than a month.
I never can, dude. Like gambling addiction. That's why I play like 5 gachas. Like if I want to pull, I
Did you
go
get
to a
far
gacha.
too?
Fuck you. No.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
I think I didn't pull for like 6 months straight because I wanted W for anniversary.
Jesus Christ. You
Yep.
got her though.
Yeah.
I've saved
No,
for
Suzerain came before her, so I had to pull
fuck
for
you.
Suzerain because I wanted Suzerain too.
I've saved for entire years before. Not in Arknights yet, but specifically in FGO, I've saved for an entire year. And I
No,
didn't
but like
get
the
character.
thing
Like,
I don't get
FGO is
about
hell.
saving for so long is like if you save so long and you end up getting that like unit in like one multi, like what do you do with the rest?
You save for the other. You save for the
For
next
more.
year.
No way, bro. No way.
If I get
Look,
Castoria in one multi, I'm saving for Muramasa. It's that simple.
Holy shit! What? That's some dedication.
Pinus Silvestris was directly before Near Light, and I wanted everyone from all these banners, okay?
I did too. I don't have a
Yeah,
single
they
one.
do that.
The only one I'm missing now is Flametail. The only one I'm missing now is Flametail.
Here, I'll give you some of my copies. Anyway,
It's all right. Yeah,
yeah.
the support system exists. Don't worry.
the So anyone else have thoughts on base rates or double rate up banners? Because Arknights does not do that. What would that be? Yeah. What are your thoughts on double rate up banners and or base rates?
I'm gonna put forth the number that Skorek stated he wanted a base rate of 3% in a perfect gacha game, which I mean it sounds nice to have a higher base rate, but you gotta understand that base rate is one thing and gachas do other things to balance it out. So 3% is essentially 1 in 30 pools that you get someone that's really good. Technically speaking, gacha or lottery is based on the idea that it's hard to get someone. I kind of have the same opinion as even though I don't play games for gacha, but I feel that if you want to make a good gacha game, actually the rate should be kept very low, because you're supposed to get people to feel like they have to pull more.
Exactly.
And even if you can say, oh, but I don't get the unit I want. But the thing is, when you get the unit that you want at a low rate, so for example, you get someone at 0.5%, you're getting someone when other people are having so much trouble to get. It actually makes you feel like mischievously prideful that you're actually better than someone.
Oh, yeah,
that's kind of the drive that I see a lot of people who play gacha games specifically.
The dopamine hit when you get a 5-star in either Genshin or specifically when you get a 5-star in FGO, the dopamine hit is fucking insane.
Exactly. That's why I chase. That's why I chase for it.
It is like crack cocaine. Yeah.
So on one hand, people. Sorry.
Okay. Gacha games are like analogous to like the kids lining up at Supreme stores to get the fucking shirt.
Correct. Yes.
The fucking exclusivity.
Yeah, the exclusivity over things that don't really matter at the end. Correct.
People love like limited edition stuff. I've always found this as the weirdest thing ever. You know, in my country, they once sold like a limited edition watch. I think it was for the brand of Seiko or something, and then they were selling like only 100 pieces. So there was 1,000 people queuing over at the store in the morning to get that, and then it became like a ruckus. It's this kind of nonsense where people just love limited edition things. They feel like there's a need to own it, and I think when you talk about a game that depends on luck, honestly speaking, as a player, we want a high rate, but as a developer or even some of the more evil, more insane people, they will say, no, give me a low rate because you make me happier if it's a low rate. So
more dopamine.
I'm on the side to say that there needs to be a balanced number. And I would say that, the idea of 0.5% is too low of a gacha rate amount. And I think 3% is already really high. If you translate that to what I said, where it's like 1 in 33 pools. 1 in 33 is quite fast if you think about it. And
but like
2% means 1 in 50, and 1% means 1 in 100.
Gacha is like also the combination of like free pulls, pity. It's not just the rate up. So you could have like a really shit like base rate, right? Like Genshin, but you could have a guarantee at 90, which is pretty okay.
My thoughts on this in general is that I do agree with you, Cookie. I've said this even previously, this episode about Azure Lane. I actually quit Azure Lane because I got all the characters and I felt like I beat the game within like a month of playing. Like I literally had every single unit in Azure Lane and I went, that's weird. But I spent no money on the game. I was like a decent amount lucky. But when you get to that level, it feels like really hard to find the motivation to keep playing.
You reminded me of some players that I saw, like in my comments, where they said the reason why, like for some of them, that they said they're still playing AK is because they want a certain character very badly, and they'll quit the game after they get the character. Although usually when that happens, it means they release actually another good character. So
Thorns made me want to play the game, and Thorns made me quit. Unlucky.
And then afterwards, you came back for what? Fartooth.
Comeback is strongly exaggerated.
That's a pretty common occurrence, Cookie. And but for me, the other important, the flip side of that coin is that I feel like and this is very personal, this is a personal grudge from me. I feel like if you save for a fucking year, you should be able to get the character. Almost, if not certainly guaranteed.
That was gonna be one of my arguments against what you were saying, Gogi. Like, I don't entirely disagree, but I do feel like a little bit of a lessened sense of pride and accomplishment is fine if people don't spend their entire life savings easier.
So the I think we have to move on to the other system, because I think that the way I would balance this is by using pity. As Cookie, as Yi mentioned, what I would like is a relatively low base rate, something around 1%, but with a decent pity system, where you are guaranteed to get the rate up character if you roll a high amount. So you have people who high roll and in one multi or in, God forbid, one pull, get the 1% and the rush of dopamine hits. And you're like, holy shit, I just got a 1%. And then I also won the rate up coin flip, which is something we could talk about right up later on. And they can get that rush of dopamine and feel really happy. And then also the people that save for a year, if they get really unlucky, are at least guaranteed, if they spend all of the things that they've been saving for a year, to get that one character. I feel like that would be my balancing system. It is low rate but good pity. Guaranteed pity is important to me.
Shout out to Sculptor.
Wait, what I think they should do is give like a shit ton of polls and make the rates absolute dog shit, 0.1%.
Oh,
It
so
would
you're
give
okay.
it
So
would
it's not,
give yeah.
Cool. You're just a fucking
So
addict,
your,
boss.
so your balancing mechanism is to make the base rate really, really low, and then just shower your people with a whole bunch of.
Yes, it gives people the gambling. You know, maybe I'm just an addict talking.
You're
But yeah, go away.
horrible. You're absolutely horrible.
I just want all of the pool. I want them to give me 500 pulls, and I want the rate to be 0.1.
Yeah, actually, wait, going.
I hope whatever I say is safe for YouTube, but you remind me of why people can continuously take drugs. Because the dopamine that you get in one go is like so low when you first take it, and then you need so much of it to actually feel good. Yeah, that's kind of how it feels.
Yeah, actually, wait, going back to Yeast. It's fine. Go first.
I'm saying on its face, it has some potential. Like I can see some logic behind it. I don't know if it's your logic box or you just want to gamble, but
I just want to gamble.
Like like actually have like a stable stream of like pools for your players and kind of like trying to offset that somehow, so they never feel like, oh fuck God, I have to wait.
Well, yeah, no. Well, specifically, I feel like what is one of the things that's I think is pretty good that I've seen a couple of games doing is giving you pools that you have to use on certain banners. So like the neural banner recently, or like limited banners and arknights, where they'll give you a 10 pull and you have to use that 10 pull on that banner. I think this is like relatively nice because you can't save it, right? So you have to spend it, but it also just gives like a 10 pull for the people that are saving to use, right? Because when you're saving, you don't want to spend on any banner ever. So what like if I wanted to skip the limited banner, at least I can still roll on it and still get like some amount of dopamine.
What if there were like things you could do in game to like raise the pity rate?
Ooh, like challenge quest raising the pity rate?
Yeah.
Oh, that's new. That's new.
For a specific banner, not like.
Is there an example of a game doing it?
Don't think so.
I don't think
Obviously
so.
not, because it's for free.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, yeah, I'm pretty against it, because if that happens, right, you're making players need to do something to do it, and what if they can't do it?
That's terrible. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Then they gotta
quit the game.
They gotta stick with the base rates then.
Well,
like if it was something like, okay, for example, we say, okay, they gotta get risk 8 contingency contract in order to raise the PT, and then they can't do it. They just can't do it. I mean, we can say sorry for the loss, but we lose customers and then the game dies because there's less people playing.
I think that I think it could
work. I think that's too extreme.
I think
I think it
would over that. I think that system could work in a very specific type of game, right? A game that markets itself for like hardcore players, right? I don't know how well that game I don't know how well that game would succeed in the market in general, because I don't know if there's enough of a player base for it. But I think like if all the marketing behind the game was supposed to be like, oh, this is like a hardcore gacha game, right? Where like re-rolling was encouraged or something like that, so that you could get like good starts.
Oh, dude, I love gacha games that like encourage
the Dark Souls of gacha games.
Yeah, the Dark Souls of gacha games. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think that's just the closest we have to that.
Yes, like, I think it's the closest. Yeah,
Arknights is easy.
It with gacha game standards, Arknights is pretty difficult. Yeah, gacha game standards are really low in terms of difficulty.
Box 2, what do you mean when you say AK was easy?
Moving on. So going back to Yee's point at first, talking about how the gacha system was like balanced, like the rates and how much free pulls they give. Yeah, I'm gonna diss Arknights a little bit here.
Go on.
I don't know how to get like, or I swear to God, they give so little.
You can always explain, and they give so little free pools. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
I don't know about that.
It's decently stingy. Well, listen, I've said for a long time that the I think that once you're at like the true end game of Arknights, where you have like most of the units built that you want to build, it is unironically not a bad idea to just farm a rundom through your base. You do limit yourself quite hard at being able to upgrade new units, but you're able to get new units. So if you have all the units you want at E2, farming a rundom through the base is like not a scam. Like it's you could do it, and you could get like
a whole
an extra
10 pulls per month.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an extra 10 pulls per month. Yeah. I mean, that adds
Yeah,
up,
I
especially if you're saving for like a full year to get like 1 unit, right? But like those 10 pulls per month could guarantee you get like the 300 on a limited banner eventually.
Wait,
Eventually.
yeah.
I put forth this thing first, yeah. Again, when we talk about what gacha game we want, are we only talking on our own end? Like what you want. So you're not giving
Yeah.
a shit about other players, you're
Yeah.
not giving a shit about the developers.
Yeah.
Then I think there's a huge flaw with that because normally speaking, our perfect gacha game tend to go against what will help someone to monetize the game.
I try to keep it, at least for me, I try to keep in mind monetization. I'm trying to view this as like I'm making the game, but people tend to make games that they would want to play themselves most of the time, right? So like if I were making a gacha game, how would I monetize it while also still not making it fucking miserable, right? So for example, if I were doing it, I would have a low base rate, so people that don't save, like Box, have to spend money to get anything.
But in the case of what Box 2 has been recommending, right? Box 2 has been recommending a lot of free pools. Which
well, he also
basically
recommended
goes to say that
he also recommended a really low base rate, though, right? So it's only
I mean, he wants a low base rate with a lot of free pools, and there comes that sort of problem because if you have too many free pools, then people are less incentivized to pay. And then you can say, I mean, I don't want to pay for a game, so what? But if that's the case, then you're also asking for a shitty ass game with terrible voice actors, terrible art, terrible gameplay content. Is that what you want?
well,
No, but the thing is, make
depends on. Well, it depends on what extreme you're like. Actually, you could give like one pull a week, and then give like 10 pulls in like the mail every day, and he'd be like a generous company.
Yeah, no, my plan would be make the rolls dirt cheap, like $1 for a multi. Insane.
Yeah.
It's
Azure
still
Lane,
not.
let's go.
I think there's a difficulty that a lot of gacha games have in general, where yes, we think this is the way to balance, but we've not really been. Sorry, I didn't hear my dog. I apologize if you hear my
Yeah, good
dog.
pupper,
But
What's his breed?
sorry, what's the breed? Jack
Yeah.
Russell and Chihuahua as a mix. Anyways,
Chihuahua,
but-
devil's dog.
sorry?
The devil's dog. He called Chihuahuas the devil's dog.
Dude, I've been attacked by chihuahuas before.
Sorry for you. But anyways, yeah. Like the thing is, it's not that easy to do this sort of balancing act. In a sense,
it's very hard.
Like,
I'd agree.
I mean,
you can say,
let's
okay, I have this idea, but the moment it's run, you end up seeing that the statistics don't show.
True.
Well, like this is
I mean,
just all hypothetical, right?
Yeah. Well, and also
It's not hypothetical. So I can give you an example of the games. So there is a chart, right, that shows the games that ran on the first 15 days. And this is like of a lot of gacha games. So you guys mentioned that Azure Lane has lots of free pools, correct?
Yes.
So look at it. Like, look at this little chart.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Azure Lane. Oh no.
And this was the first 15 days of the game.
Oh no, that makes kind of sense though, because like Azure
Yes.
Lane didn't really have that much
Correct.
skins back then, right?
No,
Yeah.
it did not. A lot. It launched with very little in terms of the actual monetization because all it had was its gacha and it didn't have a lot of the cosmetics in the game yet.
Oh, wow, wait, Arknights is hella popular in China then.
Oh.
So, well, Cookie, it's kind of like if you think about it, I'm trying to think about it as like a sliding scale, right? Like, if you have, I'm bad with numbers because I'm really bad with math, but so if you can lower the rate, and for every step that you lower the rate, you can give the players more pulls, right? Like that's what I'm trying to like. You can slide one thing down, and as you slide it down, the other slider goes up. So like because then they're getting the same amount of SSRs, right? In theory, right? So like if you give them like one pull, but the rate is really really high, then that one pull is equally as likely if you have 10 pulls, but the rate is really low. It's 10
So
times.
what I want to put forth is that currently our perception is that the slider is that there's two sliders.
Mhm.
Gacha base rate and free pools are the
Yes.
two sliders.
Yes,
You lower
yeah.
one, the other one goes up. But we don't seem to realize there are other sliders as well. The other sliders that you can consider is things like the amount of money that you actually get to earn as a developer of the game. Another one is how about other means of giving free pools. So whether if we look at AK, we've got certificate store, we've got recruitment and all that sort of thing. If you look at Genshin, they also have their own Spark store as well. So it's these additional systems. Whatever we do with the base rate, it will slide the other things as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we haven't.
We need to
gotten those other
understand
systems,
that
but yeah.
it gets very disproportionate. Yeah.
You're getting ahead of the schedule, bro.
Yeah, you're ahead of the
we were just
schedule.
about to talk about that.
But see, so Does anyone have anything else to talk about with either base rates or pity? Any interesting ideas for pity or base rate? Well, actually, so here, question. Random question though. In terms of pity, do you think pity should be guaranteed or no?
Guaranteed.
I actually have some.
That's just your emotions talking, man.
So, for me, I have a soft pity and a hard pity. I did in two. So soft pity is your rates start to slowly increase. Hard pity is just you just get on like the highest priority. Like if the higher rates don't do anything for you, just at some point just get it.
No, I agree. I think most gachas have implemented either both or one of these systems. I think that specifically hard pity is very important to me because that's just how I play gacha games. I'm the type of person that saves for a year and then rolls on one banner. And also, it still makes them money because if I'm close to that pity, I think pity is one of the best systems in a gacha because it helps both developers and it helps the consumer in different situations. Because from a consumer's point of view, your rate is going up and also you're guaranteed if you save for a long time. Well, but the flip side of that is if you're halfway through pity and pity doesn't carry over to the next banner, well, then you're incentivized to finish the gap by spending money, right? So in different situations, both it can make more money for the developer, as well as Kuki was talking about, and also from a player's perspective, if you just hard save like I do, you're guaranteed to get every character that you want within a year. Like if all I'm doing is like I'm saving like 300 pulls and I'm just gonna jam all those 300 pulls down Neural Alter's mouth. Haha, that's a weird hypothetical. Anyway, then I'm guaranteed to get that, so I don't feel absolute despair like I have an FGO.
Hold on, I make it a bit clear on this, because on the topic of soft pity and hard pity, it already exists in 8K, as we are aware, because after 50 pulls you get soft pity. No, after 50 pulls you get soft pity, and then afterwards, at a certain number of pulls, usually between 60 to 70, it's technically hard pity that you get a 6-star.
Well, yeah,
are we also including the idea of hard pity where you get the 6-star?
The rate up 6-star. I think that they're getting the rate up 6-star to me is very important because hitting hard pity and then still getting spooked. Like, could you imagine if on a limited banner they didn't actually have the system on Arknights, where like you could spend the whatever they're called to get the unit, and like after 300 you were just guaranteed to get a 6-star? I would flip out. That would be no good.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, my idea was so. Whatever it takes for you to get a guaranteed 6-star, if you go double that, you can just get the character.
Double of what? Sorry.
Double the hard pit. So double the.
That's Genshin basically, right?
Double the guarantee.
I think so. If it's not, I know it's Alchemy Stars uses that system where you get hard pity after a certain amount of rolls, but you're not guaranteed to get the rate up. I think you're only guaranteed to get the rate up SSR in Alchemy Stars if you have gotten 2 other SSRs on that same banner. So if you've gotten spooked twice, the third SSR will guaranteed be the SSR that's on rate up.
So that's for Alchemy. Then Genshin does it in a way where if you get spooked once, the second one is guaranteed.
So it's similar, yeah. So that's, as I was saying, like and it's obvious that this works for developers as well because these systems exist in popular games, right? Like these systems, hell, even FGO has a hard pity system now. Woo! They did it. 8 years.
Isn't it like 300 pulls for pity?
Something like that. It's some ridiculous.
Dude, that's terrible.
It's still better than nothing, and it's guaranteed specifically. Like you get the rate up 6-star. Yeah, you get the rate up 5-star. Which is like as long as there is some kind of hard pity system in the game, then I'm okay with it, right? Like even if they make it like really ridiculous, like FGOs, it's still better than nothing. It's still a lot better than nothing to me because the absolute void of saving for an entire year and not getting the character you want is indescribable to anyone who has not done it.
Summer BB.
Yeah.
Yes, Summer BB, correct.
Dio, hearing you every time you talk about FGO without my attachment to FGO, I'm like, Dio,
it is
Dio, when will you realize your grandfather is senile? FGO is senile.
It is a hit of despair. And it's not just an FGO. This has happened in what was it called? I don't remember the name of the game. We can move on. It's not important.
Does it have anime girls in it?
No, it's the Gacha have anime girls.
I'm just asking, dude.
Maybe. Well, if it's Twisted Wonderland, no.
That narrows it down.
Oh, speaking of that, it's not downloading.
So it's not Twisted Wonderland.
But I'm actually curious, if this is not jumping topic too much, but what genre would it be? Like your perfect gacha?
Your perfect gacha. Ooh.
Yes. Because I have one in mind.
Wouldn't that be specific to the type of games that you usually play?
I mean,
because
hey,
I usually play strategy games, which is why AK is
like,
hit for me.
Well, it's an interesting question, Cookie, because I guess like the other question would be: are there any genres of games that you like that would work well with a gacha system? Because I don't think that like so for an example,
I've seen gacha in basically every genre of game by now.
Well, so for an
like
example,
I play rhythm games and I've got gacha in it.
I don't think
I
that
have a perfect idea. Like, hear me out, all right?
Okay.
Dark Souls, but like every time you block, parry, or dodge, you have to roll an RNG chance to have it be successful.
God, that sounds awful.
Okay, I'm just about to say like the most awful idea that for some reason I want to see done. CRPG gacha.
What's that?
What does it stand for?
Yeah, what's that?
Classic RPG gacha.
What's that?
Classic RPG gacha. What's an example of a classic RPG?
Like Final Fantasy,
Eternity, Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate.
like I don't know if you've played any of them, but like they're mostly like top-down D&D like games. Like there's like Pillars of Eternity, the original Fallout games, the Divinity Original Sin.
The original Fallout game, I feel like Fallout had a gacha game version that was made though.
Did it? Oh wait, no, it wasn't a gacha game. You're talking about Shelter, Fallout Shelter?
Is Shelter became mobile game? Shelter have any gacha element?
No, it wasn't a gacha. It was just a mobile game.
Oh,
wait, wasn't that game literally just
mobile game not being gacha?
Yeah, it was just like Arknights Base Builder. Yes,
it was so stupid.
It was like the Base Builder in Arknights, and that was the whole game. Yeah,
it was terrible.
The real gacha game was Fallout 76. Smile. Anyway,
but I would say that perfect gacha is just whatever that I play. Because if I don't play a certain genre, I just won't play the game. That's pretty much it. Like if you're telling me, I'm not someone who really plays action stuff actually. So if you have an action gacha game, I probably won't play it that much. Cause
I think that and I've made the comparison before, but I think that the game that gacha is most similar to is roguelike. I'm trying to think about how good or bad an idea that would be to make a roguelike. Because
I've integrated strategies. No way.
Because I've compared them to roguelikes before because it's the idea of having like a pseudo random run. Like every
to be fair, roguelikes are already inherently gacha.
No, that's what I was saying, right? Yeah, it's kind of like a gacha by itself. So making a roguelike gacha, I think, doubles down on like what the fantasy of that is, right? Because I've said that like every gacha account is kind of like a roguelike run, right? Where like you're getting different units, which are like different like buffs or like boosts and Hades.
Can you name a roguelike game?
Hades, Binding of Isaac.
Okay. So Hades, I played Binding of Isaac, and I played this game called Rogue Legacy. So
Rogue Legacy,
you're telling me
Rogue Legacy 2 recently came out.
Okay, we know that there's lottery and gacha elements in those games. So do you want those games to become a situation where maybe say the character that you play in the game, there are multiple characters, there's different skill sets, and you need to draw the lot to get a certain
that sounds amazing.
Wait, actually, have you played Rogue Legacy 2? It just recently came out, Cookie.
Sorry?
Have you played Rogue Legacy 2? It just recently came out like 2 days ago.
I didn't even know that there was Rogue Legacy 2.
The sequel.
But I played Risk of Rain.
Okay, so Rogue Legacy 2 just recently came out. And do you remember the gimmick behind Rogue? I'll just explain it. So the main gimmick behind Rogue Legacy is that it's the legacy of your family. So every single time that you die,
it passes on.
Every single time that you die, your child, quote unquote, is the new character that you play as, and every single character has like different has like different buffs and debuffs. Like some are like blind, but they're really strong in melee combat, etc., etc. So I'm basically saying that like it's like Rogue Legacy, but instead of like every time that you die you get a new character, it'd be like you get a gacha, like you pull for the character, and then you go into the random dungeon.
Wait, in this case, right? This game, will there be monetization?
Well, the gacha would be monetization. Yeah. Yes.
In that case, I'll hate the game. I played roguelike for a roguelike. Why would I want to spend money to do the pools?
Well, adding gacha to any single genre is going to be almost a negative.
You hate integrated strategies?
No. That's not the point. I'm saying we're talking about pure roguelike games where in order to play the game, so for example, you get to choose a character when you start the game, right? So that character that you choose apparently is locked behind by some pool. So maybe let's say we talk about Risk of Rain. Then I don't know, there's 100 characters in Risk of Rain. And apparently when you start the game, you only have 5. Then you must randomly gacha for new characters. And apparently if you maybe you can only get a certain number of pools every month. And eventually, if you want more pools, you can pay. I'd be pretty annoyed if I cannot play a certain character in a roguelike game when I already paid for the base game.
Well, no, you wouldn't be
get my
paying.
idea.
You wouldn't be paying for the base game. It would be free to play.
Even if I'm not paying for the base game, I'd be pretty frustrated because to me, I'm someone who loves roguelike as well, and I pay roguelike or I even if it was free, I want to play it for the full content. I don't understand why my content must be locked behind a time window.
Well, and to be fair,
look at that though, right? Why play Arknights, right? Why not play any other like tower defense?
To be fair, tower defense is a pretty dead genre. But yeah.
Why play Punishing Grey Raven and not like Devil May Cry?
No, I would play Devil May Cry over Punishing Grey Raven.
Well, I mean,
why is it still a successful gacha?
Yeah,
well, there's no anime girls in Devil May Cry.
Yeah, fine.
He makes a good point.
I anime girls to the fucking roguelike.
Why play AK over other things? I feel like AK taught me this thing where it was the moment when I realized this game didn't need you to own everyone and that it was a game to teach you to work within your limitations. That was the part that made me stick with the game. Because when I came to realize, the gacha, yeah, it's cool to get characters that you want, but you don't need everybody. You can just play with whoever that you have. That was the part that
you wouldn't need every unit in this hypothetical roguelike gacha, right? So again, like imagine if Arknights was instead of a tower defense, imagine if it was even the roguelike is still a tower defense, but imagine if it was just integrated strategies. That was the base gameplay, right? That's what I'm thinking of. It's like it's a roguelike like game. You don't need to roll every character to experience the gameplay, because the gameplay would be going into the dungeon and delving into the dungeon. It's just that like it's slightly different depending on what character you roll.
I can't really answer on that part because AK lets you play with multiple characters in a go. So at the end of the day, it becomes a dynamic thing, right? You always create a squad of 12, you bring them in the stage, and technically speaking, each time you switch out one operator, you're creating a new dynamic, which I always find it very engaging to play like that.
Yeah.
If you're playing a roguelike game, you only play one character at a time. No, and I think that's actually the part where it starts to make me feel like I'm repeating my gameplay.
You've actually touched on something very interesting. I've noticed, and I've never brought it up here, but I've noticed that most gachas, because they're gachas, have to have there's some sort of team, because they want you to have, they want you to show off, assumingly because they want you to show off as many units, many cool units that you have, right? Can you think of a gacha that only has like one unit per battle or something? Like most of them are always teams. Like Regalia's teams, Fire Emblem's teams, FGO's teams, Arknights' teams.
Every Frontier, you have a team of 5.
Yeah, they're all teams.
Genshin is 4.
Genshin has teams that you switch
Genshin can have 8 as well.
I feel like if you only had a single player or a single unit type thing, it would only like incentivize going for one
unit.
Time,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You have to have some sort of synergy. So the roguelike would have to be one where you can swap between a team of different units. I didn't notice that. That's actually a really interesting. Yeah, that's a little.
I don't think any gacha game. I don't think any gacha game has a single player experience.
I've never thought about that, but they're all team builders. That's awesome. Anyway.
Wait. I think there is one.
What would that be?
There is one called Demon Blade, if I'm not wrong. Where
is it popular? Because I've not heard of it.
I don't know how popular it is. I played it for a little bit. It's a novel concept. You guys can look it up. Yeah.
I'll look it up later. But so yeah,
the idea is that you technically you don't gacha for your character. So your character has a sword, and that sword has like
so it's yokai. What's like an equipment based gacha?
You roll for the spirits in your sword, which are like your elemental attacks, and you can only have one of them at a time. And your character, of course, is your character. He's just there. So technically, yeah, it's single player. It has only one character.
Interesting.
Dude, what I think they should do is a gacha MOBA game, like League of Legends.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Isn't that what happened in like Pokemon something?
I was about to say it's Pokemon
Unite. That's a gacha game.
Unite, is it?
Kind of. Not really.
The one I saw Moist Critical pay a bunch of money on beat the shit out of children.
So
really
no,
funny.
it's not a gacha. The reason that Moist Critical can do that is because it's pay to win. You can like pay to level up your Pokemon or something like that. And it will give you an actual statistical advantage over other players. You can like basically like skip grinding. It's as if like you know, like the senior operator skip that they have right now in Arknights.
That sounds awful.
And then
So imagine it was imagine it's permanently available and it's a PvP game. that was Pokemon Unite. I've heard that they've toned it down. But at least at launch you could just pay to beat the shit out of children.
That sounds awesome.
It wasn't a gacha game, but
Your word or sign up. No.
No, but like imagine rolling for a character and then nobody has it.
sounds awful.
Like, that sounds amazing. Like, you can have someone playing Jax.
I've rolled Pike and he's really good right now. Suffer.
Dude, that sounds awesome, dude. I don't even lie.
Ooh.
I think.
Nah.
No.
Fuck that idea. Burn it with fire. I don't know.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
No.
Actually, wait. They toned it down. But they were. I don't know if you heard Box, but they were going to turn all the Prestige Edition skins in League into Gacha. You did to pull the Gacha and you get it.
I mean, they're skins, so like, who really cares? Yeah. But I'm talking about like
not the characters. These are skins specifically, Cookie. They were like really rare skins, and they recently changed the monetization on them, where you can only get them out of boxes, which are basically willing the Gacha. The rates on it were really fucking ridiculous, and so they toned it down.
Like,
okay, if you pull up with like your golden Amiya, everyone would know that's you, and they would beat the shit out of you.
Golden Amiya. God, side note. Make a golden Amiya skin hypergraph.
You know,
that'll be fun. It'll happen. I see it happening someday.
Make a super skin
dress or something.
Make it
do a DBZ crossover. Do a DBZ crossover and make her Super Saiyan.
Super Donkey Amiya, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Doesn't Arknights have like a thing with Capcom now, or am I stupid?
Yeah,
they do.
Oh my god,
coming soon, TM.
Oh, you're not aware also, Dio? You've not heard? Oh, you really miss out on all the news.
I've been down.
They've announced that they've announced a Capcom collab.
I would love to see Ryu in this game.
You should watch my my amazing CN third anniversary stream summarized in I don't know how many seconds, but it's pretty short.
Do we know?
I love how this guest is casually promoting himself.
Wait,
there's
are we
nothing
actually
wrong with that.
advertising you guys? Look at my NTR flash review, by the way.
Do we?
They're already.
I think that's how I figured out about the Capcom thing.
Do you know about the Cap? Like, so all we know is that they're doing some sort of collab with Capcom. That's all we know.
Yeah, that's all.
Monster Hunter.
Man, if they have Virgil in there, holy shit.
Monster Hunter. Here's my wild guess. Monster Hunter. Write it down. If it's Monster Hunter, I was super right.
Okay.
I hope it's Ghost Trick.
About the characters in Monster Hunter, though, they can't have a gacha for the monsters.
Yes, they can.
I hope it's.
Oh my god. Okay.
Tell me why they can't.
Would be kind of wild.
This rolls an ogre. That would be awesome. Anyway, yeah, we should probably get back on topic. Oh, right. I think we talked about base rates. We talked about pity rates. So the one that we've mentioned a little bit, rate up. Good old rate up. Is alive.
Rate up?
Yeah, rate up.
Dude, there's so many like terms that actually deal with probability that I just mix them all up, and it's just all one
there are
mess.
A lot, yes.
I don't care anymore.
It just hurts your head.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw mine out there. 60%.
Yeah, you had mentioned 60%. Any of the numbers and/or reasons?
I don't. I feel like there's still a chance for it to be a lie, but I don't know. 60% seems like a good point where you don't get disappointed too often.
40%.
there are two wolves inside you. One is box 2, the other is score.
There was a thought process as to why AK did 50. Because if you think about it, right, a lot of people say the percentage is of what you get on the banner. For example, you got a 6-star. That 6-star is 50%, correct? Then off banner is the other 50%. If you did 60%, then off banner is 40%. Then if you get the 40% over the 60%, I've always asked this question to my viewers. Are you lucky if you get an operator with a lower percentage chance?
No, but I'm glad I got them, and that's what really matters.
Because if you think about it, I'm so sorry to erupt like those no outer pullers, but if you get an off banner 6-star, so you don't get flame tail, you don't get no outer. So you basically got the 30%. Are you lucky or unlucky?
Look,
that's a cursed
Cookie,
question.
I understand. I feel incredibly blessed with my Thorns dupe that I got before I got NDR, but I'll keep my NDR, thanks.
That's a cursed
Right,
question,
right.
Cookie. Are you lucky?
No,
God damn it.
No, that's why that was why I thought about this question. And I'm like, maybe that's why they chose 50%, because it's the least arguable percentage they can go for.
I would have loved
Like,
to.
but it's not really my concern as to what's the radar. As long as it's not too low. It doesn't make sense if it's lower than 50%. Personally.
Rate up is a hard one for me because I feel very strongly so I have to like fight with myself here, right? Because if I could truly have it my way, rate up would be 100%. Fuck off, it's fuck getting spooked on banners, all right? Honestly. But from a developer side, rate up is necessary for a couple of reasons. But oh god, I really hate getting spooked. I won't lie. Like me getting my 7th copy of Siege on the NTR banner, no good.
Oh,
No
7?
good. 7.
Ouch.
7?
No good. Did not feel
Jesus
good.
Christ.
But I understand that it's maybe necessary. Maybe. Could we get rid of it?
Is it really?
Could we get rid of rate up? If we drop the base rate low enough, could we get rid of rate up? What are your thoughts?
This is a box 2 utopia. That's
Honestly.
Box 2 utopia.
That sounds amazing.
society if box 2 ran it.
I think that we could drop the base rate low enough that we could just get rid of rate up. I'd be fine with that, honestly. Because I think that the only thing worse than not getting a character is getting the 6-star, and then as Tuki said, getting lucky, and then getting an off-banner 6-star that you either already have or don't want.
Getting lucky.
I feel like one of the things that, okay, this is a point where I want to go the positive, but I feel a bit bad that one of the best games I can compare to is simply Genshin. But the ability, one thing that I find AK being so weak at is you pay money, but you still don't get the character immediately. Whereas Genshin does a good thing where if you pay, you could get the character eventually.
That's why I think card petty is so important, yeah.
Yeah, like I do think that maybe when we talk about this rate up thing and whatsoever, it's not bad to have a hard pity for a game. Although I don't know how a game should switch. I feel like if a game is made a certain way, switching it is going to be really difficult.
I don't really like hard pity though, because it kills the dopamine. Just me.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Help this man.
It won't ever kill your dopamine because you never save. So hard pity doesn't ever matter to you. Hard pity is a myth for you.
Hold on. Voxel, you want a game where, okay, they've got very low rates, very low rate up, but they don't give you a lot of free pools.
FGO?
Yeah, would you play it? Would you like it?
He's playing
Yes, I'm playing it
FGO right now.
I'm playing right now.
So you wouldn't even care that they don't give you a lot of free pools. You're just like, you want the lowest, the most gambling experience ever.
It's the dopamine. Again, I think Box 2 is playing these games for the pure dopamine, and let me tell you, FGO gives you pure dopamine because the game is trash. So when you actually manage to get the 5-star, you're really excited.
Which I have not been able to do yet.
Just sounds like Stockholm syndrome.
It is Stockholm syndrome. You're correct.
I mean, technically all gachas are Stockholm syndrome.
Well, specifically, every FGO player is coping to some level. They are on some copium.
Dude, I just started and I'm already
They do have
coping,
nice
man.
anime girls, so.
They do.
They do.
They all look like Saber though.
Not all of them.
I don't give a I don't give a damn.
Just most of them.
Not all of them.
Some of them look like Rin.
Anime faces are pretty similar on on a base level. I feel like a solid 70% of anime girls, if you change their hairstyle and eye color, would be indistinguishable.
I think anime girls specifically are somewhat specifically. We're talking about same face syndrome. Anime protagonists, male protagonists. Those are made at a factory.
True, but
have you guys seen the AK NFTs?
The AK NFT.
No, wait,
No.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, like this one that I'm sending in the chat right now.
What do you mean?
Colored backgrounds.
Yeah, this one.
Okay. I've seen this before.
Oh, okay.
But
It's not actually NFTs, it's just like yeah.
Well, okay.
I mean, like, there's not really much angles, like, you know.
Dude, yeah, if you're like Bumshine's E2 and you're staring at me like through the fucking screen, I'm gonna be creeped out, dude.
Yeah. we had Lap Face, now we have fucking Blaze Face. Everyone looks like Blaze now.
Lap face, blaze face, saber face. Yeah,
Continue,
it could be
I
difficult.
am so disappointed with Corn. Okay, I'm going off topic.
Maybe able to roll for game modes. I think that'd be cool. Super off topic, but it's just
What game modes?
Oh,
Yeah,
like
there is a new
should
game
be able
mode.
to you should like
Wait.
roll for
Oh,
events.
Wait, did you just... Well, hold on. I'm trying to wrap my... Roll for events?
Yeah.
What is...
Like
No.
roll for
You're
story
not
too.
okay. You're
What?
not
No.
okay.
What?
The gambling addict is like
Like
super
like,
strong
no.
in you.
Back
Wait,
to
you
the
just
job.
said roll for story?
I was so dumbfounded that I had to...
So
So one
Well,
of my
no.
rhythm games. Sorry, Box, please continue before I speak.
so basically think about it. There's a like the game comes out with a bunch of story, right? And you don't know which one you're gonna get. And you roll for it, and then if you get the story you want, you're gonna be hype as shit. It's gonna like the dopamine, you know?
Kaiser would be so sad.
Okay,
No,
No.
that doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna add 2 points. There was a
How the fuck are you not
there's a
sitting at the same table with like Kaiser anymore? How are you gonna face him? What the fuck are you talking about?
But imagine
like,
Kaiser's
dopamine
friendship
Kaiser will
ended
feel.
with Box.
Imagine
you
how
get,
Kaiser would feel, though. Like when he
No,
finally
imagine
pulled that.
like Frost Nova's death day one.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine Kaiser pulling the Kelsey backstory.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Pulling Yi Frost Nova's Death Day 1. I can't even imagine it.
Okay. Okay, Box, there's 2 things I want to mention. Number 1, there's a real story adventure game. I believe it's called Her Story. It's on Steam. It's not a gacha game, but the context of the game is that you get a piece of the story, and then you're supposed to randomly find pieces of the story in the game, and then you piece it all together to make up the whole story.
Like that,
It's supposed to be like a puzzle game.
Like
But like that, by
but it makes
gacha,
me money.
screw you.
Like that,
No,
but
no,
it
no,
makes
no,
me
no.
money.
No, and then there's another thing that I want to mention, which is I play a very popular rhythm game. So it's Citus. It's the one that collab with AK. Citus 2 was the continuation of Citus 1. And Citus 2 was so freaking absorbed with gacha. Like you needed gacha for practically a lot of things. Whether it was songs, it was skins, it was like add-ons.
Yeah.
I think there was even story files. It annoyed the shit out of players. Like I can't stand to play the game that much because of these stupid gacha element things.
No, I feel
Yeah.
like it would help a lot of content creators though. Like imagine
No.
one person. This one person
No.
has they have
No.
like they
Is
have
it
like
gonna
the Thorns
help you
backstory.
with?
Like they have the Thorns backstory. They alone can upload it to you.
Have the
It will
Thorns
it will bring a
It's
lot.
eventually everyone will upload the same shit.
They alone have
It's only
the
gonna help you on day
Thorns.
1 or the first hour of upload.
Oh, that's so funny. That's
Box,
so funny.
You really need to develop like the skill to realize when you're just digging yourself deeper in a hole.
Wait, Box,
I'm
Box,
standing by. I'm not doubling down.
should they gacha NFT?
Oh god.
Oh, that sounds fun actually, dude.
Oh god. Is this gonna turn
But
into
then they alone would
But
own
I'm
it.
pretty certain you do gacha get NFTs though. Some NFTs do sell it like a gacha, like you can randomly get one.
We should have not told Box that these things exist.
guys,
Okay, box, but like life is a gacha box.
we should really stop before this turns
Okay,
into a
the-
Kazama situation.
This is a
Imagine
cursed
rolling
stream. This is-
Imagine
Life
rolling
is a
rolling.
gacha because like imagine being in like born in Africa versus being born in a first world country. Like, come on, you're winning,
like
box.
rolling
You
the
already
god-
you should have enough dopamine from that.
winning the sperm race was already my first gacha.
I can't. I fucking can't.
Okay, before I'm gonna close this off topic because you mentioned NFT. Poppy Playtime, a horror game, did the exact same
Right,
thing. They
right.
sold NFTs, and apparently, when you purchase an NFT from their store, you couldn't choose which one you get. It will
get it
randomly give it to
randomly.
you.
Well,
And
shit.
it frustrated the fuck out of the fan base because apparently when you get the NFT, so what you get is a card. And then the card had 2 faces. So when people purchased it, they didn't know there was a second face. When they flipped it, they realized it was lore for the damn game. And it frustrated the
So
hell
it's
out of the
literally
players.
what Box was.
No, because it
They should
meant
be
that
happy.
they had multiple cards, by the way, and only 6 of the cards had the storyline. So people had to gacha for the damn lore, and they rented the fuck out of the Discord server for Poppy
Oh,
Playtime.
that's so
And the developer
funny.
said, "Okay, we'll not sell NFTs anymore."
Look,
Just
Wow.
when I thought Box was the when you think that Box has the worst ideas, always know that someone else has had that idea before Box.
hey, Cookie, look. They were helping out the content creators, though.
They were, dude.
No,
Imagine.
they weren't. You
No,
know,
no.
game theories was so irritated with the developers himself. He ranted about them.
Hey guys, welcome to a new game theory. Life is a gacha.
Man, honestly, look, if the fact that hey, we're selling NFTs now is enough of a red flag for you to leave and you even buy them, that's on your fucking head.
Anyway, moving away from NFTs. So we've talked about rate up. Does anyone have anything else to say about rate up? Good, bad?
I'm good.
40% no rate up.
Yeah, 40%, 60%. You do you have any percent?
We clearly had 3 cans.
I love when the rate is up.
I love when the rate is up.
When it doesn't take you
I
free.
love when the rate helps me.
Shout out to Rate Up Podcast. Anyway, so
Continue.
That's our competition. Stop.
So,
You'll see
yeah.
a rate up over pulls a randomized.
So the other side of the rate up, when you actually pull a duplicate character, actually, should there be duplicate characters? Should you be able to pull duplicate characters? Like what? It's like constellation systems, NP systems, potential systems, and arknights. Like what happens when you pull a dupe? Did it just give you a currency? Should it actually power up the character that you have? How much should it power up the character? Like
I honestly think
duplicates.
I think Arknights did it right. Like
Exactly.
it's not
I
like
feel like
Genshin where
Constellation.
Genshin where like constellations are fucking broken as shit.
Yep.
Yeah, like, I feel like Gacha with their potentials is just perfect. I wouldn't change anything.
Dude,
It's
I don't
like I literally wrote basically arknights in the dupe section.
I think that if we're talking about arknights, I feel very similar, but I feel like arknights could give you a little bit more, especially if you. So again, I have max pot siege. Getting another unit of siege, it felt really, really bad. I feel like if they just gave me like more currency,
You get a lot of yellow certs though.
you do get a lot of yellow certs, but like you can.
You get like 25 yellow certs or something.
I have pot 7 Ifrit. It's not the feeling of dopamine isn't there.
Yeah, I just wish that there was like some I don't know what it would be. I haven't thought this. I should have thought this through more. But I wish that there was if you're going to have a system like Arknights where potential and pulling a duplicate of the same character doesn't really mean anything, I think that as with Arknights, they should give you some sort of currency. And with Arknights, I feel like they don't give you quite as much currency as I would like. I feel like it's probably fine, especially because like if you get like a duplicate, then it feeds back into the system where like you get a whole bunch of gold certs, and the gold certs give you more pulls. So kind of like getting a discount on a pull every single time that you pull a max pot character. But like I don't know, it still feels bad. I don't know how I'd fix the system, but I do feel 2 important things. 1, I feel like they could be doing a little bit more. And 2, I feel like it, as Yi said, is a lot better to do Arknights thing than it is to do Genshin's thing.
Well, no, actually, I'm on the side where like you should, because the constellations in Arknights like -1 DP. Like, come on, like.
You don't feel the
Yeah,
adrenaline?
we're saying that it's okay. We're saying that it's good, that it's not a huge.
Yeah, we're saying that like the free-to-play players don't miss out on like game players,
so
stuff like that.
What he's saying is that he doesn't like getting dupes in Arknights, but getting a dupe in Genshin feels good. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. No, you know what? They should like lock skills behind dupes.
You need to be put down. I'm so sorry.
Behind duplicates.
You need to be put down.
You have a
Someone hang up this man.
You're
okay.
Nothing's wrong with you.
I'm getting bullied here. I feel like this is a good idea.
Hold on. No.
I'm speaking my mind.
Although then again, when the episode is
Box's
uploaded, you can
honesty.
see in the comments.
I appreciate Box's honesty, you know? The man knows what he wants.
No, Box, could you
the
put
correct
the
word?
video
You're
idea?
rightfully reprimanded.
Like
So
Box
this
2's
is a
life is
great
like an
video
entire.
idea.
And Box 2's
sorry,
entire life
continue.
is just a gacha. He just like wakes up in the morning. He like goes to school. It's like he has to flip a coin, and if it lands heads, he gets hit by the bus or some shit.
You flip a coin and brush my teeth or not.
Yes.
No, but for reals, I mean, I'd be curious to see if there are other people who think the same way as Box, because there would be, but how strong would they be? Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm reading these comments. I'm reading
so-
these comments.
Constellation systems, I feel they feel so bad to me because the other side of that box is that when I get the SSR in like Alchemy Stars or Genshin, sometimes I feel like I'm getting 1/2 of a character, or God forbid, 1/5 of a character.
No, exactly. Like in Alchemy Stars, there's this one character, Ruby. I got a dupe for it. I'm like, shit, that's fucking good because now I can use her super busted skill at turn 1.
Yeah,
You know.
Oh, I don't want
but,
that.
like, you know,
but
basically,
how did you
like,
feel when
it's
you got
all-
how'd you feel when you got your first ruby though, and then you realized that she's garbage unless you get 5 of her? You didn't feel
But
very good, did you?
well, you can put it like that, but if you get more of her, it's gonna be good.
That's
Again, Box
correct
2's
way to put it.
adrenaline is from feeling pain to feeling really good about himself.
Exactly. The more despair you get into, like the better the dopamine is.
Goddamn. By default, you will never feel as good with a dupe, no matter how strong it is, than getting just the character. So diminishing that initial excitement, I feel like it's the most
It's
like
very bad.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I would say, okay, this now is my hot take. I don't think people will be with me on this. I would love a gacha system where there's no duplicates.
I'd
Like
agree.
I don't
I'd
even want
agree.
a duplicate
I'd
character.
agree.
None.
I
Like,
think
I-
How
I-
would
well, so I think that so
Actually,
it's simple.
if you get someone already, for example, let's put it AK's case. So if I got Taunts, I will definitely not get Taunts again.
definitely not get?
Yeah,
Like you just lock it.
I'll just
Just
get someone
can't get
else.
it.
Yeah, it just locks it behind.
What?
There's no duplicates. There's no potential. Basically,
Yeah.
I don't like potential system in this game.
So I think that it's one of two systems. I think that either there should be no dupes, as Kuki said, and once you get a character, you just have the character, or I don't think that I think that a potential system in general should just be removed. I think that no matter what, I think that the because as Box says, the getting your DP -1 does feel bad, and I think that also getting a character in Genshin and then realizing I have to get max constellation to make them good is also bad. So I think that constellation systems in general should just be removed, and either, as Cookie says, you once you get a character you have it, or you can still roll that character again, but you're massively rewarded by like getting like a whole bunch of like currency that will allow you to roll again.
By the way, in the case of AK potentials, it depends on the player. For a general player, potentials don't mean anything. But for a high-end player,
It's like a
those who
collector's
cares
thing,
about like
yeah.
sweating the hell out. No, it's not collectors.
Me.
It's one is collection, and then the other one is doing their max 3 CCs. A lot of max 3 CCs tend to depend on potentials.
Well,
I mean,
well, it's really simple. You would just give them every character would act as if it was pot 6, right?
not really. I
or-
would rather that this potential thing, it's like a different kind of upgrade system. Maybe some other way to.
Oh, that's fine too. Yeah,
if it
that's
up.
fair.
I love modules.
That's a topic for another day. But
We've already talked about
yeah,
that. Yeah.
You gotta hold Dio back.
yeah. So, where are we? Yeah. So I don't duplicates basically.
Is there a game that does that?
No,
There's no way.
because we're
Right?
cowards.
I
No.
was about to say.
There is.
There is.
There are.
Oh.
There are.
We're going
way.
back to Princess Connect.
Oh, Princess Connect does that. You know what? Princess Connect is based. I'll say it. Fine.
Is it-
It's
Played
just
the
not
game.
a
Sounds
game.
based.
Like,
There's
the
a
gacha is
reason
good.
why it's not earning very high.
Yeah, the gacha is good, but the game itself is fucking boring. Anyhow,
I
the
mean, it
thing
has
with
anime
Princess
girls,
Connect
so
is that you have a choice to be like, oh, put a little downloading thing before every pull if you get someone new, and I put it on, and every time I don't get that downloading thing, it's literally like I'm like, oh, so I just threw
Oh.
away my currency.
Oh,
you know?
there's wait. Is there not a thing where you can like download all and then like it doesn't show the downloading bar? Because there's something like that in like
You
a
can, you
Dragon Ball
can,
game.
you
Oh yeah, you
can.
can. Okay.
I
Oh, you
just
can't.
put it on,
Oh.
just so I can see and not waste my time.
Oh,
But it's like, if there's no dupes at all, I feel like, unless they give you an extremely generous reward for like, high star duplicates, it feels just like, okay, I've literally just wasted my things,
no, but, like in those games, I like to download it so like the downloading bar doesn't spoil it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I know.
the dopamine.
I chose that. I chose to the downloading bar
Oh.
because I'm not a junkie box. I am not.
But, like the
adrenaline.
suspension of the dopamine, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I get it, box. You've yeah.
No, well,
And,
that's what I was saying before, though, because I feel like with Arknights, to give Box some credit this episode, I do agree that getting potential for most characters just feels garbage. Like, again, because I've gotten spooked a lot of times with the Null banner, getting potential 2 and getting like Chen's redeployment time minus felt awful. I was like, oh, okay, this is basically nothing. This basically is meaningless. I basically and that was well I was past 50 pulls, so that ate my pity as well. So not only did that eat my pity, but it ate my pity and wasted my pity, and so that did not feel good. And that's why I'm saying that I think that I agree with Kuki, and either you should just not be able to pull the same character twice, or if you can, they should generously reward you. Basically saying that, okay, you did waste this 10 pull to get this 6-star, but we've basically given you currency enough to give you like either just a straight up another 10 pull or like half a 10 pull.
Wait, actually, I think I'm gonna have like a I don't think this is a hot take, but I think when you get an off banner, you should be reset to a certain pity.
Instead of eating your pity. True. God,
yeah,
that's
like,
one of the reasons why I think that rate up sucks so bad, is because the it eats your pity. Like again, in my perfect gacha, I think that pity should be generous, and I think that base rate should be low. And so they like getting spooked and then having the spook eat your pity feels off. You're like, oh well, that sucks. We're back to the low base rate now.
Yeah, they should have like you should reset it at like 20, 25, I'd say is generous.
Yeah, wow, box. You actually had a good idea. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. I have no more hot takes.
Crazy.
I do feel though that with Dupes, it's more about the progress, like for Arknights specifically, why I say it's basically the perfect Dupes system, because it's more about the progress being there rather than what the progress is. I feel like if they take that out like all together, that will be just really fucking like disappointing. Like it's just kind of like, oh great, like it's it's all about seeing the like little inverted Satanist star like filling up,
That might matter for some people. I'll tell you right now, that might matter to you, but it definitely doesn't matter to me. This is like, it might just be like a opinion difference, because like the little Satanist star leveling up, that little tick did not make me any happier knowing that my pity got eaten, and that I also did not get enrolled for the 4th time.
Oh yeah, you guys know the potential system thing, right? You can either upgrade with like the operator tokens or the
other one.
tokens.
Yes, the class tokens.
Yeah. What do you guys think of like the tokens actually being how they were in beta and like being RNG? So you need 4 tokens to guarantee. Well, you need 4 tokens to upgrade the potential, right? But in beta, you didn't need to. You could do it like 1 or 2 at a time, 1, 2, or 3 at a time, and it would vary the percentage success rate.
Yeah, that was stupid. They still have like 100% below it, but it's always 100%. They still have like the percentage, but it's always 100% now.
Yeah.
I mean, that system is like mostly abandoned anyway, so I don't really have. I'd have to think about it, because like, who in the hell actually uses the like? When does it ever come?
I do.
Up?
I just used it.
Sword.
Oh shit! Well, fine. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I never use that system. Like I get them from CC.
No, I used I used my supporter tokens.
The last 2 times for CC, I left it up to chat, and I let chat decide. They decided Surtur and someone else. I don't remember.
Damn.
Oh, I forgot about the last CC shop.
Okay, the pot system again. I just don't. If it's not a Vanguard, I don't care about their potential, because it usually doesn't.
Vanguard.
What about Phantom?
He's a Vanguard.
I have 4 Phantoms.
He's a Vanguard.
He's a Vanguard
in your heart.
He's a Vanguard in my heart. Yeah, fast redeploy are the exception, but yeah, there are like a few classes that pot matters, and most of the other classes pot just like, okay,
shout out to Ifrit, shout out to Bagpipe, shout out to Aya, shout out to Silver Ash, shout out to.
I mean, do fast redeploy like potentials like really even help?
Yeah, yes, they do.
Oh, what? Come on.
All right. You're redeploying the operator many times, right? So that -2 or 1 DP you get, you will save you in the hell of a long run, especially if
-3 deployment time.
If you're doing CC, DP down 3, -75% DP, it takes 4 seconds to generate 1 DP. You're gonna need all the DP you can get, dude.
I mean, I guess maybe I'm just using fast redeploys wrong, because I used them at the start and never used them again.
You're
this
insane.
is so sad.
What?
Because like at the start you don't have enough DP, so you just place down whatever's cheapest.
That's what Vanguards are.
Why did you use Gravel in your game?
No, I use Phantom.
You don't use Myrtle to block a lane.
You're insane.
It's okay. It's okay.
Do you ever stream Arknights? Because I really want to watch you play Arknights.
He did.
Okay.
I don't really do. I don't really do whatchamacallit.
We should talk after that. I would love to do a coach stream where you're streaming Arknights and I just watch you stream Arknights live because I want to watch you try to play Arknights.
There's this one time, I think it was like an hour before CC4, I don't know, something ended. 8 people in my Discord server in one voice chat were trying to help me clear it.
Because I'm bad at Arknights. I know that I'm bad at Arknights. It took me 3 hours live to beat the Tallulah stage, like the H Tallulah stage. I'm bad at Arknights.
It takes people many hours on that stage.
I'm fascinated to know how long it would take you without a gun.
Right, Fox, you know, maybe you're just like, to make up for your intellect, maybe you're just extremely lucky and that's why you love Gacha.
I am not
He's extremely unlucky. He
That's
likes the punishment.
far too better. That's far too better.
He likes the punishment.
No, you know what? I'm fine with that because when I do get her, the dopamine.
Oh, talking about fucked up luck, I got Fartooth as a spook on the NTR banner. My life is a comedy. My life is a comedy. Anyway,
I'm so happy for you. Fuck it. You know, you deserve those 7 sieges.
Don't worry, I'm at 250 deep pulls deep into that banner. All right, I'm not
Wait. Just between me and everyone here. Just between me and everyone here, I actually don't care about pull videos, but when you upload a pull video, like the views, I'm so sorry.
Are you good or
views
bad?
and the subs on pull videos?
It sounds like you and Box 2 have something in common.
Did I ever make pull videos? I can't remember.
No. I just meant I just meant your concern in the number of views.
No, people.
Huh?
Okay,
Wait, I'm not really concerned for the number of views. Did I ever say that?
I think that
I haven't uploaded in like 12 days.
Wait, do pull videos pull in a lot of views?
Don't tell anyone this, but when everyone comments like how they did on the banner, I really don't care.
Oh,
yeah, I know what my next is.
This is a combo that I would have. Echo, I'm so sorry if you're watching this, but I've mentioned this a few times on my stream before. Whenever Echo is one of the prime people who's able to like do pull videos each time. He makes videos for standard banners as well. So he can enter a standard banner, he do 10 pulls and he leaves. He can clock in more than 10,000 views each time he does it. And I get so amazed. And when I do pull videos and I heavily edit my videos, I get like 2,000 views. And I'm just over there like, how the fuck is Echo pulling like a single pull, clocking with
I think Ekajin like conditioned his audience pretty early on, right? Because he's been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
Oh, Ekajin, I thought you were talking about Dio's D&D card. I was like, what?
Oh,
no,
my D&D character's called Ekajin. No, Ekajin, yeah.
But in a sense, he's a testimony to say that pull videos could do very well.
He pulls on every banner though, like every single banner.
He does at least a 10 pull on every banner, I think. Yeah.
Yes, he does. He does.
He does like the what? Yeah, it's just to get the guaranteed 5-star. Yeah.
Is he a whale though?
Probably.
He is a working adult, so I'd assume he'd have the money to whale.
Redacted program also.
Continue.
At the very least, he's probably a dolphin.
Yeah, he definitely spends some money at least. At least, I don't know what else.
Yeah. Anyway,
continue.
I love Arknights.
I love Arknights.
What do you guys actually? I have a question. What do you guys think of anime girls?
What?
I'm just asking.
What a nebulous question. Can you narrow that down?
What do you guys think of anime girls?
Okay.
No, it's just thoughts on anime girls. Thoughts?
Depends on the anime girl.
It works for games. That's it.
I'm going to need you to narrow. I'm going to need you to narrow that down a little bit. Okay?
I'm the kind of person that if
maybe
sorry.
Angelina from Arknights, Amber from Genshin Impact, maybe Tamamo from Fate. Thoughts?
Tamamo is very good.
Oh, are you talking about like
Tamamo is very good.
We're just talking anime girls.
Angelina,
okay.
I'll give her a 75% on the like ability scale. Amber, I'll give her a 60%. Tamamo, I'll give her a I don't fucking know. I've never played FGO out of 10.
She's adorable.
Tomomo. How do you spell that?
Tamomo.
What a weird question.
Oh, she sucked. I remember using her as a support unit. She sucked ass, bro.
Box.
Dude, she sucked ass, bro. I am never using that unit ever again, dude. God, bro.
Right,
dude, she does like negative damage.
She's a support unit.
Oh, no wonder. She sucks.
my god!
She doesn't
my
deal damage. She
God!
buffs,
Sucks, man.
she buffs other units.
God, I was using her to attack. I'm like, dude, she does less than my level 1 E1 operators. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
She
whatever.
buffs other
Whatever their
units.
thought.
my
Oh my god!
goodness.
No way! This
Oh.
box guy is real. This block button ain't enough. I want him dead.
Wait.
Anyway,
Continue.
to try to get back on topic a little bit.
Please do.
The last some of the last stuff that we were talking about in terms of like what makes up an actual gacha. How important are low star units to a game? And we do actually have two different versions of gachas here, right? We have like Arknights and FGO have a lot of low stars, but then there's games like Punishing Grey Raven and Genshin, usually the ones that have like 3D models for units because they're harder to make. Where there's really only SRs and SSRs. How important are low stars to a game, do you think?
I feel like it depends on the game, on the relevancy of the low star. Because I remember some old games that I played. Like, for example, I played Soccer Spirits in the past. I feel like even Brave Frontier had this issue where when you start the game, you get a lot of the low stars or the low rarity, and then you play with them quite a bit, right? But the moment you get like all the high rarity stuff, you tend to avoid the low rarity things already.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on how much impact the low star still has towards the late game. Because even right now, some people in AK, they can still say, oh, I'm still using my Melanta, I'm still using my Cruise, because apparently they do so good in a particular stage, for example. And then IS2 or integrated strategies will emphasize the use of low stars, which is the great part.
Yep,
so it depends, I would feel, because I don't think all gacha games appreciate the low stars as much.
The hypothetical roguelike gacha would really like the low stars. Anyway.
I don't like the low stars.
I would is Arknights the first gacha game to like actually introduce different game modes in the game?
Wait, what do you mean?
Technically, Genshin does it, by the way, but people get bored easily.
Not just Genshin. Things like Fire Emblem Heroes and Dragalia Lost have done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
feel like AK is the most drastic.
Yeah, I was about to say, Arknights specifically has a very drastic change of game mode, right? Like the tower defense to tower defense roguelike it changes quite a bit, and how you look at the game changes quite a bit. But
don't mind, can I spoil you?
Do you please have map?
Yeah, sure, you can. Yeah.
That's right.
There's another thing that was announced in the CN stream because you didn't see it. There's a new game mode, a permanent game mode that was announced again for the 3rd anniversary. The new game mode style is trading card game.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Just up my alley.
So,
an overview.
so you can build a deck and then you send the deck into a stage, and then basically you place down the operator. It works like a trading card game where the way you place your operator gives different buffs. And then if you retreat, apparently if you merge two operators, I think it's like their talents or some special ability, it can merge together. Depending on
you
the
don't
operator.
merge them. You replace operators on the field with other ones, and it provides buffs to the replace the operator.
So as in,
stacking,
for example, you place Texas and then you place like
Yeah.
Hoshiguma on top of her. Hoshiguma will replace her, but she gets different buffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
By placing her on top of Texas.
That sounds like something for like the hardcore players.
I mean, it can be for casual as well, and especially for those who like trading card games. And it works the same way. For example, if you run out of operators to place, it's the first game mode where you can exceed a squad size of 12 because your deck size can be like 30.
Ooh,
so
that's interesting.
If you use up all the operators, yes, you draw a card.
Okay.
So you can only carry a certain number of operators each time, and then if you use them all up, the deck refreshes.
It's like say the spiral. That's interesting. I like that.
It's very different if you think about it. That's not the typical AK we are used to playing.
Anyway, why were you bringing up extra game modes here?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
We were on.
What
were we on?
Yeah, low stars. Well, because if you notice, like PGR or Genshin, they have a lot of low stars, but I feel like the downside of that is that they also have a lot of equipment, and maybe hot take.
My goodness, bless!
I hate rolling for equipment.
Yes, bless the AK has no recruitment. I would never become an AK content creator if it had.
I hate rolling for equipment. I hate rolling for weapons. And this goes back to like me just like when I roll a character, I want to roll that character. I want to roll all of that character. And so I hate that like, I rolled thorns, but do I have thorn sword? Ooh.
Yeah,
Isn't it
like
because their roster size is small?
Yes, it's
Like,
because they have to,
yeah.
right? Like games like
Yeah.
PGR. So in general, games like PGR and Genshin, they have to have a smaller roster because making a unit in that game, because of all the animation time necessary, is a lot different than making a PNG in arknights. And so because of that, they have to fill their gachas with some kind of trash, right? And
Like,
so,
as much of a gambling addict I am, like I can't do weapon banners, man. They're just stupid as hell.
well, we found
Okay,
his
but you
breaking
can't roll
point.
for the story.
You can roll for the story. It's different, Yi. You just don't understand.
Yeah, that's different. Like,
My bad, bro.
you like, it's hard to explain, honestly.
Yeah, I don't.
Hard.
As Yi you mentioned, I think they're like equipment to some extent is like necessary in these low roster games, but God, do I just fucking hate it. I wish that I wish I had a better solution, but it just feels awful to get, like, especially when you get your pity broken by a fucking bow. Why is that allowed?
Well, to be fair, the bows are good. You know,
Sometimes.
When you were talking about equipment, RNG, I was also thinking about, what is it, the artifact RNG that Genshin players have to go through? That is rough.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
To all you Genshin players out there, I'm so sorry. I hope it gets better.
They don't have to roll for that, thankfully. Like, they don't have to spend.
Wait, I actually must
you get that
ask,
for free, kind of.
Mr. Box 2, our fellow gacha lover, do you like if there's more than one gacha system in the game?
Ooh, I never.
No, because if you think about it, you never thought about that. I mean, you look at Genshin, there's character and weapon. So do you like that?
Oh, that So like rolling for equipment?
Yeah, and you're using the same currency on both.
Oh, same currency. Fuck no. I want them to like separate the
separating the currencies makes it not that bad. Yeah. Because like you literally can't. You're not like, there's no opportunity cost.
Yeah.
I can't think of a game that's done that, but yeah. Okay, so I think that, like, is there anyone here that actually likes equipment? Could we all just like
likes equipment?
I'm so excited for the next equipment update for Arknights.
The equipment banner.
I saw this set drawing where someone draw like Bao from Genshin, because Bao has a purple sword, right? Yeah. And then I saw someone who drew how this Bao with a Dao sword was looking at all the other Baos with the great sword. And then she's just there like sad.
Just sad.
And I feel for these players, like, why can't we just get the whole set? Why must you fucking gacha for a weapon?
It makes that one player feel like supremely awesome.
It's got that box.
Exclusivity.
The one player who got the good sword or the bad sword?
The good sword.
Bro, Box is the type of guy that'll buy a Supreme brick.
Yeah.
But he definitely would. I guarantee you he would. Well, no, he wouldn't buy it. He would only buy it if there was a chance for him to get it.
Oh no, I would unironically like pay $1, like spend like $10 on a gacha for a Supreme brick or something.
Yes, I told you.
You need to be stopped.
No, but like the chance. What if you do get it?
So,
oh my god, that's exactly why you need to be stopped.
So the last thing I think, and we've touched on this topic a little bit already. The last part of the gacha that I think is really important, unless someone else has any other things that they want to bring up. Limited units. Hot button issue. Good, bad. How often? Should they be every banner like FGO? Should they be once a year?
I get it, but I hate it.
I
get that it's the way to make money, but it's a pain when you can't get it all the time.
I think it should happen once every 2 months.
That's not limited anymore.
Okay, once every 3 months.
No, he's saying a new character.
Bro.
Okay, you say that, but FGO, you don't play FGO, but the
wait, no.
Almost every banner in FGO is limited.
Yeah,
no. To clarify, once every 3 months, as in a new limited or the same limited?
New limited.
Oh no, new one.
That's what AK does. No, I hate it. I don't even want that.
I think that's cool.
I think once every 3 months is fine. It's an okay. It's not. It's like, it's nothing too offensive or.
Yeah. Once every quarter is okay, but I mean, it hypes things up. I kind of wish it wasn't limited and stuff like that.
So I like I actually do think that limited has some positive. I like the hype and buzz whenever there's a limited banner.
I love
But
that.
I think that like when you do it too often, there is no hype or buzz anymore. I think that like if Arknights would slow it down just a little bit, it would be perfectly fine. I think that like once or twice a year, would give it time to breathe. And so like if they're
stabilizing it right now though, the stabilizing
they
it
are,
to once
yeah.
every 3 months.
Oh, yeah, this reminds me of Dragon Ball Legends, like a gacha game I played. They started releasing limited units once every month. It's like,
Cool.
Oh my god.
Cool.
MUI
Ah,
Goku,
no way.
MUI Goku over here, fucking full power Jin over here, it just kills the hype. You know,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
3 months is a good resting.
How long does Genshin banners last? 2 months, right?
How long do
banners
banners last?
They're
Oh,
like half a
Genshin
month.
banners.
No,
Half a month? No
yeah, they
lah.
do not last for 2 months.
Yeah, it's like half a
Oh,
month. I'm
is
pretty sure.
it?
Like
They last for like I don't play, but the last time I did, I think they last either sometime between
How
2 weeks
often
and
do
4
they
weeks.
release a new op? Like a new
3
character?
months.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah,
It takes a
a
while.
So
3
new
months.
limited every 3 months as well. Okay.
I wouldn't.
Well, it's
limited-
not limited
I
because
wouldn't say
all the
limited.
characters are limited.
Every
technically.
character
Yeah,
is
all the
limited.
characters are limited.
all the.
Yes.
So yeah, there isn't any
yeah,
spiciness
they
added.
need-
It's
they
just
need
already
to-
spicy.
Their standard banner is so sad. It hasn't changed since beta. I swear to God.
Yeah, well,
But it's okay. It gets their money.
Impact.
in general, like the cost to make new characters in something like Genshin is just so high. Pixel
Dude,
art. Hey, I'll say it again. Pixel art reigns supremes over 3D games. All right.
You can easily cut down the cost on Genshin though. Just remove everyone except Amber.
Is Amber the only character you like?
Yeah.
Are you an Amber fan?
Huh?
Yeah, I love Amber.
Oh, that's rare.
Interesting. That's
Disgusting.
news. Disgusting.
Amber.
Dude, everyone on my like,
this-
April Fool's video was telling me, oh, you have April from Arknights, and I'm like, no, they're not the same. April and Amber from Genshin Impact are not the same.
Dio, you brought Yi in as our guest today, and I think at this point, Box and Yi are like enemies.
Your box has been
This
a lot
guy
of enemies,
just has
right?
wrong opinions. I don't know what to say.
No, Box is just like factually incorrect because I'm a sweaty Arknights gamer, so that means I'm always correct.
Yeah, he did. Hey, he did math on his channel. That means he's correct. All right.
So true. I got a lot of flack from my Boss Killers video.
What video? Sorry.
Which one? Yeah.
On his boss colors.
I will publicly admit that I was typing for word limit and not actually the strength of an argument. So
I don't know
What
if any
video
of
is
you know. The boss colors don't exist in Arknights. He made a video called "Boss Colors Don't Exist in Arknights," and he's saying he got flack because I made a response video saying that boss killers absolutely exist.
no, you just look at the comment section in that video and everyone's calling me a
problem,
dumbass.
huh?
I don't blame them because as I said, I was typing for word limit.
Your
not
core,
strength of argument.
as I say in my
Was
video.
that the harshest video or like the harshest response you got out of all the videos?
I think.
I don't think
Interesting.
that your core argument wasn't wrong. I think like semantically you were wrong, but unfortunately it was a semantic argument. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey guys, try to guess what my most hated video.
Hmm.
Oh, shut the heck.
Hmm. All right, so I think we have
Still back to the limited. Yeah.
any
I
other
like it.
thoughts on limited? Because I think we all just agree that like somewhere around like 3 months to like 2 to 1 times a year, it's somewhat exclusivity. You can't be doing it every month.
I can notice that. Correct? Are you wrong?
Work may have died.
I think he fell asleep.
I think he fell asleep. It is what it
It's
is.
like, I'm pretty sure it's like
Sleep
super late for
VC.
him.
We're keeping that. We're keeping the take in. He's a sleepy boy. All right.
Skorak, wake up!
Right. He's the limited operator now.
So we've had Box fall asleep during the D&D session, and now we've had Skorak fall asleep during the podcast. When is it my time to sleep doing something live? Anyway,
You can sell his snores for like $5.
just bottle
$7.
them up. Yeah, bottle.
Yeah, I was gonna buy one of Delphi. Well, you know,
We're not gonna talk
I
about
don't
that.
really
enjoy
Let's skip over that. Let's skip over that, boss.
It's-
Me and you.
Me and you. Is there any?
she's selling it for like $25 a bottle of bath
Dude,
water.
that's expensive.
That's really
I mean,
expensive.
well,
$25 for a
for some-
50% chance. My bad.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So,
if it was a gacha, I would have helped. Oh, sorry, my
Is-
bad. Let's go.
is there anything else related to this topic that anyone wants to talk about?
Let's talk
The
about what
entire
we-
topic in general?
Yeah, the entire topic in general. Because I think we've gone one by one.
Yeah.
We've gone to like every single one of the systems that I can think of.
Oh, he didn't fall asleep. His mic just got disconnected.
Or he was having technical issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's that. That makes you a little worried that Skorek has been speaking, but we didn't know because his mic
That's
disconnected.
yeah.
Ooh.
Because it might have
Ouch.
happened. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Sure thing. I don't.
It's okay. We can just like
Oh.
re-record the entire conversation.
We should just let him have a
again.
solo session.
Get an oof in chat for.
But I don't really have other thoughts. I think Gacha stuff. It's sorry. Continue.
No, I was gonna say the call to action, so you can let me know what your perfect gacha is down in the comments.
Wow.
Like and subscribe.
No, Cookie.
Wait, that's-
Cookie.
Like but don't
Yeah,
subscribe.
I actually have one more question. All right.
It's for me.
Would you play a gacha game without anime girls?
No, I wouldn't. But let's see what he
I
says.
agree, boss.
No, I technically don't because
I play
the
trading
thing
card
is
games.
that I tend to when I play games, right, I tend to play games that are more anime than close to real life.
Yes.
It's as in the only time that I play close to real life game is if it's a story game, like an adventure game. So if you're telling me to play something like I've not played Resident Evil, but I wouldn't mind because that's a kind of graphic I want. Then if you're saying something like I played Life is Strange, only the first one. I think the second one might not be very good, but I played the first one. Yeah, that kind of graphics it works. But if I'm playing a game constantly all the time, I probably prefer an anime style. Yeah, for seeing real faces all the time when I log into a game, like if I wouldn't play Sims, sadly, because I don't know, I don't want to see my avatar all the time.
Dude, Sims is so
Yeah,
ugly, man.
it's a little
Yeah.
uncanny.
I mean,
yeah.
this is a real easy counter. I play trading card games. They're basically gachas, and not all of them have anime art style.
I
mean, it depends on what you
don't,
mean.
I don't like gacha. I don't like the gacha system.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't either. I think that
What?
My bad.
What?
At this point, we're about to say
Oh.
we don't like Box 2.
What? You don't like the gacha system? What the?
No, I don't like the gacha
I-
system,
I
boss.
like gacha, bro. I'm also not a gacha lover.
Whoa. I thought I was always under impression that people who play gacha games have gambling addictions like me.
No, I play
No,
gacha. I play
I
AP
play
for
Arknights
for
specifically
game.
for the gameplay so I can sweat
You think
and
was
show
learning for the
people how cool
gameplay?
my clears are.
Dude, I was
need
not learning
validation
by
on the
gameplay,
internet.
man. I was learning because I saw Tectone spend $500 for Chen, and I was like, "Damn, this gacha looks fun as shit."
Okay, I think that we should.
Spending money.
I think that we
Spending
should.
fun.
We should
and I
wrap.
thought this game looks cool.
We should wrap up this episode before Box reveals just how much of a gambling addict he is anymore. If he goes any
At this
further,
point, it's no secret, bro. It's like exposure to the max.
if he goes any further, the fucking FCC is going to use this podcast episode for regulations against gachas.
To sum it up, gachas suck. Shout out to T-Man. Anime girls are cool.
Dude,
That's it.
I hope they make vending machines gacha in the future.
That actually sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm
exactly,
pretty certain it
exactly.
exists.
It actually sounds kind of
No,
funny.
wait, stop. No, Box, isn't that gachapon?
Gacha.
You know it's called
Oh,
gachapon? Like
Porn?
PON, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I was
that's
about
what
to say.
gacha's based on.
Gachapon.
But you know what?
Yeah,
That other thing doesn't sound that bad too.
No, so gachapons was the first thing to ever exist. It's a vending machine where it's like you can have toys that's inside. So they sell like small little toys, then you
Oh, I know
roll
those,
in the
yeah.
machine, and then afterwards
Yeah.
it comes out of the machine.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
that.
the word gacha games came from gachapon.
Oh yeah. No, I think I already knew that. But imagine food though. Like you're trying to you're starving and you roll an egg.
Vending
You're
machine
starving.
food, bro.
You're starving.
Place where the world
You're starving.
Man
You're
wants to
crawling.
live on. Bro, I think it's called rationing. In World War, there was fucking rationing. Bro.
You're crawling
People
on
were
the
fucking
ground.
drawing lots of food. If they can ration to the chance to not get food.
You're
Imagine
crawling
how
on the ground.
no, bro. Like, come
I
on.
said he flips a coin every day. If it lands heads, he gets hit by the bus.
Jesus Christ. All right.
No, but
All right.
just reason with me before this ends. Imagine you're starving, crawling to the vending machine, and you roll a steak.
I
God,
dig
bro.
the episode here.
You run into the vending machine and you roll it and you get nothing.
Well, then unlucky.
Oh my
I-
It would be like
God,
the biggest
unlucky.
dopamine hit of your life, though.
I'm
Like
so
a
upset.
life saving.
At this point, you're kind of like.
yeah, I'm back.
honestly
You guys hear me?
speaking-
What did I miss?
So, Scott, here's what you're about to miss. It seems like Box 2 wouldn't mind being a participant of a freaking Russian roulette.
We're We're gonna end the
What?
stream there. With no context to score. We'll fill them in later.
Box 2 is the 40% spook rate on my perfect gacha, right? He's necessary chaos. Don't pay him much mind.
And with that, hope you all had a good time watching.
No, don't end it first. Can we have a comment from Yi before we go?
Sure.
Yi, how do you
Yeah.
feel about being here today?
Subscribe to me. That's it.
And me?
No,
No,
not
just yourself.
blogs. You're
Wow.
disgusting. You don't
What a
even like
selfish man.
Ammo.
What
You
a
don't like
selfish-
Amber.
I'm disliking all your videos.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank
Before this
Alright,
ends, if you agree with my
You're
comment,
washed up.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank our very special guest Yi for coming. I'll edit the applause in again in editing because I'm still bad at OBS.
It's me, Arknights. You better subscribe or I'm coming to
why
your
did
house.
he get a special applause but not me?
Because you're here every week.
Special
Oh,
applause for you,
Yeah, it's
everyone.
the exclusivity box.
Hey,
I-
by the way,
I got the success on the
Yeah,
point
Yi
board.
is
That's
the limited.
favoritism.
Yi is the limited banner. All right,
You know-
we're
Yeah.
not.